Hello, I'm Rachel Plant and welcome to today's video. So are you a parent who is struggling with anxiety levels within your family? So maybe it's you, yourself, could be your partner or a teenager or even a younger child. It's a fact that in today's society, we are under more stress and more pressure than ever before. And unfortunately, a side effect of all of that is that many of us are experiencing raised anxiety levels. And I know from personal experience that it can be incredibly debilitating and distressing when those feelings of anxiety hit. So maybe you've already tried some holistic treatments and maybe you don't want to go down the pharmaceutical route. Well, in this video, I am going to be giving you some ideas about non-pharmaceutical ways to alleviate anxiety symptoms, ways that have helped myself and my family. So I'm going to be looking at things in two different ways. So the first thing I'm going to be looking at is the cognitive approach. So things like mindfulness practice. But I'm also going to be looking at a more sort of physical approach and things like nutrition and how having the right kind of nutrition can really help your brain to support your body and to reduce your anxiety levels. So if you like this kind of training, if you're a parent who is looking for a way to elevate your family's health and well-being using a holistic approach, then you'll find a lot of value in my Facebook group. I will put the link in the description below, and I would love to see you over there. It's completely free, by the way. But for now, I'm going to get straight into giving you some pointers on the ways in which I found to help to relieve anxiety symptoms for me and my family, ways that have worked, methods that I've used. Okay, so the first thing, just checking my notes because I want to make sure I've included everything. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is mindfulness training. So when we become the observer of our thoughts, which is what mindfulness is, when we kind of step outside of our minds, you know, the negative thinking loop that can be created when we start to feel anxiety symptoms. So for me, that would look like, oh my God, I'm feeling really overwhelmed with these feelings. I don't want to feel this. I need to get out of here. This is awful. I feel like I'm going to die. I'm going to have a heart attack. All these kinds of catastrophic thoughts can go round in our heads, and they're not at all useful in helping to calm us down. In fact, they will fuel the anxiety. But if we instead step out of the what ifs and the worst case scenarios and start to really focus on the present moment, that can really help to start to reduce the symptoms. So for me, that would be repeating a phrase over to myself, something like, I'm okay in this moment, I'm safe, those kinds of things, and focusing on the sensations in my body. So that, for example, that could be really feeling my feet, the sensation of my feet firmly on the ground. So as we become more mindful of the sensations in our body, we start to notice the early signs of an anxiety attack coming on. And because we can recognize it, there's a bit of a space to respond more strategically rather than going into the panic, and the negative thoughts that fuel the anxiety. And studies have shown that regularly practicing mindfulness can actually reduce cortisol levels. Now, cortisol is the stress hormone, and mindfulness can also improve the brain's ability to regulate emotions. And so this is what all of this is about, is helping us to self-regulate, to be able to regulate more of our emotions rather than going into the fight, flight constantly. So over time, using this type of approach, it can create more of a sense of grounding and of balance. And obviously mindfulness isn't a cure for anxiety disorder, but it can definitely be a powerful strategy in managing those anxiety symptoms and in reducing stress and in promoting emotional resilience. So something else that has also helped me to reduce my anxiety symptoms is being really mindful about the nutrition that I put into my body. So for me, that looks like a ketogenic diet. Now, I'm not saying this is for everyone. It's not one size fits all. A high protein, low carbohydrate, high fat diet is what works for me and works for many people because it fuels the brain and it gives us the nutrition that we need to be able to regulate the hormones and all the things that we need to reduce our stress and to feel more balanced. So I've noticed, if I do have a slip, if I have a cheat day and I end up eating more sugar or more processed food, immediately I will notice the effect on my anxiety levels. And for me, that will be like heart palpitations, racing thoughts, just not feeling quite at ease in my body, feeling less grounded effectively and more prone to having an anxiety attack if I'm in a stressful situation. So something else that has really helped with my anxiety levels, also related to nutrition, is making sure that I am hydrated, that I get enough water during the day and enough of the right type of water. So the type of water that I drink is something called electrolysed reduced water. Now, I've been drinking this for a few months and it's had a positive effect on my anxiety levels. I drink 2 to 3 litres a day, and since I've started drinking the water, I've really noticed a reduction in my anxiety symptoms. I sleep much better at night and I don't wake up with the awful sort of dread anxiety feelings in the morning and the racing brain in the morning that I used to have. I'm waking up feeling much calmer and much more ready to start the day. And I've noticed sort of day to day, my stress levels aren't as high. I'm able to tackle some of the challenges in life much better. I've got more resilience, I suppose I would say. And I'm definitely calmer around my daughter, my 12-year-old, and being the single mom of a preteen who was formerly home educated. She's going through hormonal stuff. She's also neurodivergent, and it can be a challenge at times, but I've definitely got more patience and more I'm calmer in dealing with her, which is amazing. That is an amazing thing for me to experience. So now for a little bit of science. Okay, so it's well known that anxiety can be caused by oxidative stress in the body, and there are a lot of studies that have shown that electrolyzed reduced water has a role in reducing the oxidative stress in the body. I go into much more depth about all of this and the other things that I've talked about today in my Facebook group. So as I already mentioned, if you've got some value from the video today, and if you're a parent who is looking for ways to elevate your family's health and well-being, and benefit from the lessons that I've learned as a single parent, as an entrepreneur, as a home educator, balancing all of these things and stepping outside of the system into taking more responsibility for myself and my family's health and well-being, our wellness journey within every aspect of our lives, education, health, all of it, then you can join my Facebook community. It's called Holistic Parents Creating Family Health. I'll put the link in the description and request to join. I will welcome you personally, and you get a big bonus if you join at the moment, which is a PDF guide that I've created, which is called Holistic Family Health 101. So that will be really useful for you and is free. And there will be live Q&A, regular Q&A sessions within the group, which are, an opportunity to learn more, to increase your knowledge of different ways to increase your family's health and well-being using a holistic approach. So that's all for now from me. Thank you, and I will see you there.